In 2025, traveling with a U.S. passport isn't as easy as it used to be. More countries are now asking Americans to get visas, pay new fees, or fill out electronic authorizations, sometimes for the first time in years. What changed? It's not just about paperwork, it's about shifting politics and how the world sees the U.S. In this video, we'll explore 10 countries that now make it harder for Americans to visit, and why it's happening now. Let's dive in. Number 1. Brazil. Imagine booking a flight to Rio, only to find out your ticket isn't enough anymore. Brazil, known for its beaches, culture, and carnival, once welcomed Americans without any visa at all. That changed on April 10, 2025. Now Americans have to apply for a visa before arriving. Why the change? It's all about fairness. Brazil has been letting U.S. citizens in visa-free, but Brazilians still need a visa to enter the U.S. After years of this one-way arrangement, Brazil decided to even the score. The process is digital. You apply online, pay a fee, and wait for approval before flying out. But make no mistake, this is more than just policy. It's a message. Mutual respect means mutual rules. Number 2, Namibia. Next, we go to Southern Africa. Namibia, a stunning country famous for its vast deserts and wildlife, began requiring visas for Americans on April 1, 2025. Travelers can still get the visa at the airport or online beforehand, but it now costs about $88 and it's not optional anymore. Why the new rule? Namibia is tightening border controls and looking to collect more structured revenue from its growing tourism sector. It's not personal, it's business, and part of a broader trend across Africa, where nations are choosing order over open borders. So if you're dreaming of a Namibian safari, plan ahead and don't forget that visa. Number 3, European Union. For decades, Europe was a breeze for American tourists. Fly into Paris, train to Rome, cruise into Greece, no visa, no problem. That changed with ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System, launched in 2025. While it's not a full visa, it works a lot like one. Before entering any of the 26 countries in the Schengen area, including France, Spain, Germany, and Italy, Americans now need to apply online, pay a small €7 fee, and wait for authorization. It's valid for 3 years and multiple trips, but you can't skip it. And this isn't random. It mirrors the ESTA system the US has for European visitors. Europe is simply returning the favor. In other words, welcome, but only with permission. Number 4, United Kingdom. Even America's oldest ally isn't making exceptions. The United Kingdom, which includes England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, has introduced its own digital gatekeeper in 2025, the ETA, or Electronic Travel Authorization. It costs £10 and must be approved before your flight. Post-Brexit, the UK is reshaping its borders, and this new system helps manage visitors while maintaining security. So whether you're visiting London's landmarks or exploring the Scottish Highlands, make sure you've got that ETA or your journey ends at the gate. Number 5, China. Next is China, a place where the visa situation for Americans has always been a bit tricky. In 2025, it's become even more complex. While Americans have long needed a visa to enter China, the process now involves more scrutiny and selectiveness. Tensions between the US and China, especially around topics like Taiwan and Hong Kong, have influenced how certain Americans are treated during visa applications. Journalists, government workers, and human rights activists are often flagged. But even regular tourists are seeing longer wait times, additional document requests, and sometimes unexpected phone interviews. If you're heading to Shanghai or Beijing, don't wait until the last minute. Triple-check your forms and give yourself extra time. Number 6, India. India hasn't changed its visa policy in name, but in practice it's becoming stricter. U.S. travelers still need to apply for an e-visa, but in 2025, the process involves more steps. You'll need biometric data, high-resolution passport photos, and sometimes even your entire travel plan, down to the cities you'll visit. If you're planning to visit sensitive regions like Kashmir or border areas, expect further vetting. India's goal? Stronger security and better tracking of who's coming in. But the result is a longer and more detailed process for Americans. Mistakes on your application can delay your trip or stop it entirely. Number 7, Australia. Australia has long required an ETA, Electronic Travel Authority, for American visitors. But in 2025, the background checks behind the scenes have gotten tougher. Now, even minor issues like unpaid fines in other countries or past visa violations might trigger a red flag. The ETA is still quick and digital, but the approval isn't automatic anymore. Planning to snorkel the Great Barrier Reef or road trip through the outback? Get your ETA early and make sure your records are clean, because Australia isn't just waving people through anymore. Number 8. Kenya. Kenya, a rising star in African tourism, made a big change at the start of 2024 that still applies in 2025. It completely removed its visa on arrival option. That means you can't just land in Nairobi and get a stamp anymore. Instead, all travelers, including Americans, must apply for an electronic travel authorization before they arrive. The process is designed to streamline immigration, but it's also a filter. And with Kenya's growing popularity for safari travel and wildlife photography, more tourists are being caught off guard. So don't count on handling your paperwork after you land. You won't get in without it. Number 9. Japan. Japan has always been a favorite for U.S. travelers, and while Americans don't yet need a visa, changes are underway. In 2025, Japan started pilot testing a system called JESTA, the Japanese electronic system for travel authorization. Think of it like Japan's version of the US ESTA or Europe's ETIAS. It's not mandatory for everyone yet, but some American travelers are already being asked to register before arrival. That trend is expected to expand soon. Japan is being careful but deliberate. It wants to manage its growing visitor numbers while increasing security. So if you're planning to see cherry blossoms or temples, keep an eye out. JESTA might become part of your journey very soon. Number 10. Bhutan. And finally, we head to the Himalayas. Bhutan has always been different. Even in 2025, Americans still need a visa, but that's just the beginning. To visit Bhutan, you must book your trip through a licensed local tour operator. Independent travel isn't allowed, and every visitor pays a daily sustainable development fee, which supports Bhutan's education, healthcare, and conservation efforts. Why so strict? Bhutan values quality over quantity. It's not chasing mass tourism, it's protecting its culture and environment. So if you're dreaming of visiting the world's only carbon-negative country, be ready to follow their lead. So what's really behind all these new rules? Why are so many countries tightening up against Americans? There are 3 major reasons. Reciprocity. Many nations are simply matching the US's own visa policies. If their citizens need a visa to enter America, they're now asking the same in return. Security. In a world of growing threats, border controls are becoming digital. Countries want to know who's entering and why. Sovereignty. These changes are also about control. Governments want to manage tourism, protect resources, and decide who gets in and who doesn't. What can you do about it? Check entry requirements early. Don't assume anything, even for familiar destinations. Apply ahead of time. Don't wait until the last minute to get your visa or authorization. Double-check your documents, from passport photos to travel itineraries. Make sure everything is accurate. Stay updated, policies are changing fast. A trip that was easy last year might be different this year. The world is no longer letting anyone in on a whim. Even with a US passport, you need to plan smarter. If this video helped you, show some love, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Planning a trip soon? Comment below where you're headed and we'll break down the latest entry rules for that destination. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update in this fast-changing travel landscape. This was your 2025 Global Visa Update. Safe travels and smart planning.